Welcome to my daily update channel. My name is Joey. I'm documenting the process of going from 0 to 50K per month with a coaching business. I teach creators how to present themselves online as well as monetize off of content. The main point of this channel, though, is essentially to talk through my current problems in my business, kind of journaling out loud, journaling in public. Also, track my inputs. So, basically, going through and making sure I'm doing the things I'm saying I'm going to do. Answer questions as the channel grows. I promised last night I was going to actually ask some questions in my Instagram bio or Instagram story, and I got a bunch more. I got a bunch of questions, and we'll go over some of those today. So either way, I saved those actually. Let's see if I can pull those up real fast. I saved them as screenshots, but let me just step you through what I've done so far today. Besides that, I posted a thread. Obviously, I posted some stories. I did it last night. I went to bed at like 3:30 last night in the morning, Saturday night, and I only had one of these posts done at 1:45 a.m. So I was like feeling like I was cooked. I was like, I made the template today. I'm fine. Let me just go ahead and like go to bed or whatever, and like we'll pick it up tomorrow. But for some reason, something got into me to where I was like, I'm gonna post another, and then I obviously got the one from the daily updates channel, and then I posted a couple tweets, a couple threads, and then I ended up doing the story post last night late. So that's pretty cool. I ended up nailing my 5 completed benchmark, and it if you're not familiar, every time I click one of these, it grows the bar. So after this video, I'll be able to click that, and it kind of grows, which kind of gives you some dopamine there. Either way, so I definitely posted that story, and I was starting to answer them already on Instagram. So a bunch of people saw it. A bunch of people asked some questions. I think there was about 20 or 30, probably close to 30 questions, I think it was. But either way, I'll go over that in just a moment. It's kind of crazy with the metrics. We're about to hit 60K followers, probably maybe during this call or during this video. 666 posts. It's all over the place. I don't know. So I wrote an email today, obviously helping using AI to leverage that a little bit, but I went through and literally just took my filter and like completely buffed out the whole AI script. Either way, right now we're rolling around 272 opens on a Sunday. 2 people unsubscribed. It's fine. 2 people clicked into the funnel. And then I clicked into my funnel earlier and I was like, why? I feel like it's off, right? I feel like my funnel was weird. I share a funnel with Owen. So basically, I used his template and just kind of inserted my stuff. It's through Go High Level, and this is what it looks like now. But before, it kind of looked kind of jank. Let me show you on camera. I realized that his is like all blue, and I feel like it doesn't really match my brand colors. I don't have like specific brand colors, but blue just definitely isn't it. And for some reason, let me just zoom in on this real fast. I feel like that button there was just like too salesy. Like it was just too big and salesy, whatever. I like the copy, but these white ones here said like no selling out, no algorithm hacks, just a brand you're proud of. And for some reason that read to me like AI, even though I literally wrote that. And then I realized the video was just like a little too big. At least on the computer it was. So yeah, I went through and just changed all the assets into this orange color and kind of made it white because I kind of like when landing pages are just straight white because it gives you a lot less like commotion visually. I went through and edited some of the questions too. So, what best describes your current situation? Instead of it, I think it was a couple other things like how much money do you want to make immediately? Like, and it felt a little bit pushy. So, basically, what describes your current situation? Building slowly. What's your monthly income goal from content? And then I had a couple of these things like leverage content as a side hustle. So let's click that. How consistent are you with posting online? So it's a good thing to know and poke and prod my audience there because some people will come in and never have posted before. So that's a whole different client than someone who posts daily, right? There's a whole different avatar built in between these 2 questions. And then I kept the email, of course, and then I did the phone number and the phone, which is still fine. I have a few opt-ins, probably like 15 or 20 total since I've launched this like about a month ago. So I mean, it's not doing great, but I felt like I could optimize it a bit to actually make people click because that button just felt a little bit pushy and a little bit weird. Either way, I also went through my ManyChat sequence and I was looking at the numbers, and I was just kind of like, if you're not familiar with ManyChats, essentially, if you've seen the like comment this underneath a DM sequence or under comment this in a caption of an Instagram post, and it's like comment this and you'll get sent this. This is basically the application that they use to send you that. So 202,153 people have commented work on one of my videos. I think it's almost any video. If you comment work, it'll send it to you. 74 people have opened it. But then I was kind of looking at these analytics. Like I've used like first or whatever this first one is. This is my new one. This is like your first 30. If you're not familiar with your first 30, that's my did I get rid of, oh yeah. Your first 30 is this thing that I showed you guys the other day. It's my new lead magnet. But the work one is my older lead magnet. So I'm like, I've used first a lot, but for some reason the people aren't like clicking on it or like asking for it in the videos I'm posting it for. And I think it's because first is a 5-letter word versus a 4-letter word. But then I really dove into it a little bit more too. And where the first question, where it comes in, for first, it used to say, hey, are you here for the course? So I was like, I think, here, sorry, I think yeah, let me pull that back. Okay, so I went into here and it said, hey, are you looking for the free course? And I felt like that might have been a little too pushy as well, and people weren't really responding to it as much. But hey, are you here for the guide's pretty unassuming. So I think that was doing a lot better. I mean, obviously this has a good, the rates are great here, but something about it didn't feel like people were actually using it as much as I thought they were, just because I wasn't hearing too much about it after they got it. And I might need to change this suite. The guide's on its way. Let me know how it is, and then let me know if you have any questions or if you need help. I think I might do like a poke and prod, like, hey, how's the like just like a open ended question, like, hey, how's the guide working for you? Maybe I'll do that now. Uh, oh wait, edit automation. Yeah, that's gonna be so much better. I think an open-ended question or like a question they have to like maybe answer because like why wouldn't they answer from me if like I just randomly sent it 23 hours later? Like, how's the guide working for you? I think that's way better than like, hey, let me know if you have any questions later. Like, who's gonna do that? But yeah, let's update that, and I might do it for the other one as well, just because I think that would be pretty good, which with just some like retention. People just say thank you to this, and it's like, okay, cool. Like no other conversation ever again. But if we can get some questions going, um, or yeah, some banter in the DMs, that'd be great. How's the guide working for you? Cool. That was cool. Like that's like another that's something that like I want these videos to do is to actually have that like added value where I'm actually doing something like a little bit more than I could think of on my own. So yeah, either way with the many chat sequence, that's how that went. I'm gonna track the metrics here today. From yesterday, I actually made this in ChatGPT, and basically what I do is go through all my channel metrics. And wait, before I do that, let me go ahead and open up some of these questions I got in the Instagram. So okay, sweet. Let's see. So how did you overcome the fear of being too vulnerable with your content? So as far as being too vulnerable with my content, here, this is a screenshot of the responses I was given on Instagram. I overcame the fear of being too vulnerable with my content when I realized that it was inauthentic to not actually show myself and show what I was doing. If I was super into what I was doing, I might as well show as many people as possible because that's going to be the best result for me, if that makes sense. So I kind of just got over it, and over time with the repetition, it kind of just worked itself out. In no way was I perfect when I started, and I'm still not perfect now. So, but I am a lot more comfortable doing it. But it just takes that you know, ripping the band-aid off sort of situation. Here's another one. How to get more views on posts and reels? Well, you got to follow the people that are doing it better than you. So see the template that's written right. So basically, like the proof's in the pudding. If you go look at the creators that are doing it the best, you can see the frameworks that they're using, and you time them out, and you just basically insert your own personality and your own niche into the template, the framework. Um, what's your favorite subject to paint? I like, I don't know. I like things that I'm like super hyper fixated on in the moment. When I'm painting, I like just try to get it off my mind. That's what I've deducted recently. Like I like landscapes, I like portraits, but sometimes I'm like super hyper fixated on like an 1800 sailor, and I'm like I need to paint that now. But then like that'll pass, and I'll be painting Frankenstein or whatever it is. Either way, do you use a certain camera to record? Yes, I'm using an Osmo Pocket 3 for this webcam right now in front of or at least on the computer, using it as a webcam so that it tethers into my OBS. Let's see. Why do my reels only get 1,000 views if, in my opinion, they're pretty good? That's the reason why they're getting 1,000 views. If you already have deemed them to be pretty good, then you cannot see the error in your messaging. So if you already written it off as being a really good video, then you'll be less likely to pick out the things that are doing bad from it. So I'd say be a little less opinionated on your own stuff and just see it objectively versus someone else's video that's doing better than yours. And sure, maybe the video is good, but it's not something that people want to share. Maybe it's not something that is evoking any emotion. So you got to think about those things when you're posting, because that's what's going to create someone to comment, evoke somebody to share, or or get mad at it and like actually cause a response for what you posted. I'm not saying you need to make people mad, but yeah, I'll probably just go over this page in this video because I feel like that was enough questions real fast off the rip. What inspired you to create content about art? What inspired me to create content about art is just because back in the day, well, not back in the day, but like my grandma, she was like, you have to do something with art related. And ever since, I was doing animation for about 8 years. And with animation, I was like in school, like relentlessly trying to go into character animation. And then eventually I was like, I need to like start being able to sell my own paintings because like I felt like I had to like feel like I couldn't do anything that didn't have a salary attached to it. So then I tried to find that self belief, and then that's how I started posting my art. Um, do I have to post every day to get a following? I wouldn't say you have to post every single day, but it does help to obviously get the quantity out there because it's like, you know, inserting that lottery ticket, people say. So, I mean, yeah, obviously getting that repetition in is going to be good because one, you're going to get better at creating videos and editing, and two, you're going to have more chances to go viral. So I think it's a win-win if you can get yourself to take 30 minutes to an hour a day to do that. Do you feel like artists need to stick to a niche or one content type to build our accounts? For artists, I think it's a personal brand at the end of the day. I mean, obviously you have art in there and you can decide on how much you want to show of it. But I say like split it up with some other things that you're interested in. Maybe you really like to cook, or maybe you like gardening, or maybe you have kids. You can always like cross these niches together and make them into some hybrid of your own. Maybe like I said it the other day and I was like, um, maybe you're a scuba diver that really loves to paint or something, and then you all your paintings are like fish related or something. I feel like that'd be a cool way. Like you're underwater photographer. I don't know, whatever else. The crazier the hybrid, the better, because more people will stick in their mind. So yeah, that's the questions for today, and I'll figure out how I want to do that better next time. But essentially, we gotta track the metrics before we get out of here. For the other tracker, I'm gonna do that later in the day. So I have to do 2 Instagram reels. I get to post and click that, which will be nice, and then we'll go into the metrics. So as far as the main channel is concerned, I had one video go semi-viral in the last couple days. It was a short though, unfortunately, but it's okay. It does add subscribers to the list, which I can't complain. So not too much from last night, but I like that it's able to track the difference. So that's the beauty of it. So 8 new subscribers on the main channel overnight. I'm pretty sure this channel still has two subs. So if you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe. Just kidding, but two there. So that did nothing in the daily category. Let's go into the Instagram and see what we've got going on daily here. Takes a minute to find it on Instagram. Exactly. Okay, so 59,987. Wow. If I stayed on here for another like 5 minutes, I think I would hit it on the video, which would be insane, but I'm not gonna. 59,987. So 100 and yeah, 59. Yeah, 59.87. Cool. So that's 135 overnight, which I think is pretty good. 100 any 100 100 follows in a night. Can't beat that. 6686 for TikTok. Nice. So +9 on the night there on TikTok. I remember I did this also at like 2 a.m. So these numbers are pretty good for under 24 hours. And the email list. Let's see what we got going on there. 2131. I think we stayed the same. I remember that number for some reason. Oh, we went down. It usually will go down when I do post a email, so that's fine. -2 on the day on there, but that's why we edited these many chats so we can start getting some more emails and people don't just like leave this in their DMs. They actually go through the sequence and get that guide sent to them. If you want to know a little bit more about this, obviously leave a comment, but essentially what it does, it will, once they click this button that says yes, it'll say what's the best email to send the guide over. It'll wait an hour if they haven't said it, and they'll say it again, just nonchalant. Once they do send an email, though, it will send right to my kit, so I wouldn't have to input it manually. It just kind of goes straight into here, which is really cool. So you'll see as they've been posting today, like pretty solid. What's the day right now? 6 of them today. A high for me is usually like around 100. Oh yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed. I finally got some questions to answer this today. Pretty sure that's all I wanted to really go over. Either way, thanks for going to the daily channel. I'm going to post this now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.